Hello everyone, this is computer programmer and game designer Jeff Luciana. I will be reviewing the narrative of Thomas Was Alone, an indie puzzle platformer made by Mike Bithell. I completed the game on an iPad in February of 2015. Thomas Was Alone centers itself around AI that has become self-aware. They represent themselves as quadrilaterals, exploring their world by moving up and to the right, leaving through portals and eventually discovering the fountain of wisdom, or the internet, which leads to a wanting to be free. Surprisingly, the plot in this narrative-driven game isn't important. It's only given to us through little tidbits and quotes at the beginning of some levels. It could be replaced with any storyline that we're used to. Save the princess, get the bad guy. So what is the foundation? The game truly revolves around one concept. Friendship equals teamwork. It's the common thread found throughout all the design decisions. And for friendship, you need personification, which influences not only dialogue and color scheme, but also mechanics. The world is constructed by the eloquent narrator. The inflection on each carefully chosen syllable tells us more about the world and characters than the words themselves. And this is all done during gameplay, keeping the mood and immersion seamless. And here's Thomas, our red rectangular hero. There's nothing really special about him. He's of average size and jump. He is a little curious and deductive, and just the right mixture of friendliness and drive to make others want to help. Contrary to the title, Thomas was not alone, at least not lonely. There were many AIs scattered throughout this world, and due to Thomas's drive, he led them all together, each with their own personality that led to mechanics that fed into teamwork. These three are the cup half full kind of wrecks. The designer chose John, Sarah, and even Claire to be there for Thomas from the very beginning. Each has their own mechanic and motive to wanting to help Thomas finish his adventure. Chris, Laura, and James are the pessimists. They dwell on their shortcomings, past rejections, or a combination of both to forge their personalities. And they don't see Thomas as a savior, but instead a catalyst for their own cause. Although classified, there are no stereotypes here. The designer geniusly had each rectangle display a different aspect on the emotional spectrum. Humans are made up of many emotions all at once, just at different levels, and so are these quadrilaterals. The size and color of each character reinforces their personality. For instance, Thomas's color is the median of the others on the color wheel, except for James, the odd one, which she shares size. Thomas's demeanor is always neutral, forever average. The Rex movements mirror their personification as well. The pessimists have low jumping ability or are completely upside down. The supportive ones possess higher leaps or are the team's superhero. No one is more important than the other. All are needed. Every journey needs conflict. This world supplies plenty. A dangerous labyrinth constructed of spike-covered walls, deep waters, and ledges just out of reach. It forces teamwork, best exemplified by getting a boost from a friend's shoulders. The Pixel Cloud is a unique villain choice. Unlike most games, the player never confronts or attempts to avoid this adversary during gameplay. Instead, the Cloud swoops up Rex solely for the purpose of creating distance, which makes the heart grow fonder. Thomas and companions eventually complete their journey by entering the creation matrix, the world generator. Like all martyrs, the friends never reap the benefits of this selfless act. They instead imprint their uniqueness throughout the world for future AI. The next wave of quads are monotone in color, but not in character. Some pairings have a sense of well-established history, setting the scene with relatively small backstory, an advantage for building an overlapping story in lieu of a progressive connection with the player. The depth of the relationships fashioned within this world quickly culminated through a just because action. This meticulous designer must be inferring to the randomness of history, but this approach is oddly unfulfilling. Claire goes from a self-loathing wreck to a super quad in the few moments the player is introduced to her. This quick but effective scene instantly solidifies her purpose and motives, a highlight that encompasses the human need to be someone. The narrative is crafted around the player's introspection through these quadrilaterals. Using a human form puts an unnecessary barrier the player must see past to develop a strong connection. The designer only shows what he needs. Thomas Was Alone was constructed around the human condition we call friendship. Holding true to the principles of friendship to guide design left the player with a cohesive, touching, and memorable experience.